Australia running left to right in front of a very good crowd at North Harbour. And a pummeling tackle from Tuvey and Harrigan. The first of the game on Sean Hoppy, playing his 26th test match tonight for New Zealand. He's the veteran of the team. Lomax met by Harrigan 10 metres out. This will be a penalty against the Australian marker, and that was Harrigan. Lomax is on the ground, clutching his head.
Well, it might sound a little bit strange, but I don't think the Australians will be too disappointed. They do give away a couple of penalties early on. They'll be trying to stamp some authority. John Lomax is still down, obviously with a neck problem after that confrontation. I am expecting Paul Harrigan to really have no regard whatsoever for his body in the opening 5 to 10 minutes.
I feel it was the way that Lomax took the ball up. Oh, Pongia had the left elbow fairly high as he took the ball forward. Now, Tony Iro, almost to the halfway line. Henry Paul is the dummy half. 13 is Swan. To the right they go and cross the halfway. Now Robbie Paul. Plays for Bradford. 3 of the players in this side playing overseas. Iro again, second handle in this set. Jones scampers away from the oncoming defence. The ball bouncing in the in-goal over the dead ball. Watched by Robbie O'Davis.
Matthew Ridge obviously thought he was coming back inside Sean Hoppy. He stopped as John Lomax had all sorts of difficulties. Andrew Johns feeds the ball, finds Daly.
A decoy run by Sale, and then a swamping tackle by Ricky on the diminutive Newcastle fullback, and a penalty to Australia. It's only 19 metres in from the touchline and 26 metres out, and Matt Rogers will take his first kick at goal. He's the only debutant in the Australian team. And what a magnificent moment, not just for him, but for his dad, who flew over this afternoon with us. And there is John Lomax, a sorry sight, leaving for the dressing rooms where they will observe even further his injuries.
You had a chat to Steve Rogers on the plane, a very proud father, and he'll be hoping more than anyone in the world that this kick goes over.
Matt Rogers completes the 7th father-son duo to have played test match football for Australia. He strikes it. It's coming around just inside the upright. Matt Rogers gets the first points. His father got plenty for Australia, and Australia lead New Zealand 2-0 after 4 minutes. Pongia. Lockie is on, O'Davis is off. It wasn't Pongia, this is him. It was Ruben Wiki who played the ball. And they're just inside the 40-metre line, the Kiwis. As we see Robbie O'Davis assisted from the park. The 5 is Richie Barnett. 32 metres out, a floating pass. Jones across, into the back line, the lock forward Swan. Ball comes loose. Waiting for the referee, talking about the height of the tackle.
Yeah, Brad Fittler is a man who will be penalised. 13 on 13. The referee was in good position to adjudicate on that. This should show it up perfectly. Up around the head area. And we will see Matthew Ridge come up to try and equal the scores. This is what we've missed. Very physical opening to this test match. Just what it's all about. Already 2 players have left the field. No illegalities.
It's Robbie O'Davis having Dr. Nathan Gibbs inspect his knee. Having a look at the good one and then the one that he's injured. Matthew Ridge, the most prolific of the New Zealanders in Test football to score points. He gets a goal and levels at the 8th minute. The Kiwis and the Kangaroos. This has gone on for Rodney Hull. It's Big Wendell Saylor charges up the centre for Tuvi and Johns. And Johns, a desperate tackle by Henry Paul. They're just outside the 20. Kosef. Terry Hill through the first tackle, pulled down by the second. 15 away from the line. Long ball from Tuvi finding Johns. Equally long for Daly. Back on the inside for Menzies. Menzies stands, offloads. Lockyer gets it away. Tuvi heads for the corner. Kosef goes in. Hill goes over and puts it over the line for Australia. Beautiful ball movement. Great support play. Wonderful knowledge of one another. And Terry Hill gets the try.
Well, Terry Hill had a bit of a dust-up with Matthew Ridge earlier. He's laughing now because it is a great build-up. They tried to sell that Dean Pay was going to get the ball to open something up for Menzies. That's a lovely pass to Lockyer. And then with the numbers, and back inside was Kosef, and that enabled some space out wide for Terry Hill. And the fullback for New Zealand confronted Terry Hill on that occasion after the try was scored. First 4-pointer going to the green and golds.
So this kick for Matt Rogers is 9 metres in from the sideline. And he's, as you can see, just outside the 20-metre line. Hits it and he hooks it away. So 1 from 2 for Matt Rogers, but a try for Terry Hill. And at the 18th minute, it's Australia 6, New Zealand 2. Chance again for Australia. They're 30 metres out as Lockyer unloads for Hill. He was lined up there by Kevin Iro. This is Kosef. They're just outside the 10. Fittler drifting across. Harrigan's back on, as you saw. Daly, dummy to one, runner going in, picked up the second, it was Menzies. They're providing plenty of decoys for one another. Just keeping the Kiwis guessing. Fittler, he desperately wanted some support there. Now the last, Daly, the kick, across, shallow in goal, the jump, the bat down, and
time off, lads, just checking on where the first contact came from.
He wants to have a look at it.
Yeah, Terry Hill looking for his second here. He's fairly confident, I think.
Please, team. Whose hand the ball came off?
It's a try.
Back from the start, make sure they're on side.
I'm pretty sure it comes off Matt Rogers, comes backwards.
Yep.
Terry grabs it and just falls over the line. That's a try for sure.
Excellent kick when you consider that there's not much of an area to aim for. Terry Hill, the only doubt that I've got is, did he drop it close to the line? There's no doubt that Matt Rogers knocks it back to Terry Hill. I'm just wondering. I think it's okay.
I think he might have regathered on the way down, Peter.
I don't think it will be a 4-pointer and a possible 6 with Matt Rogers looking to convert. And Paul Vaughton is a genius. He said the 25-minute mark will be the telltale sign.
Smith awarding the try after the video referees. Tony Drake and Graham Annesley had watched it, and Australia extend their lead to 8 points now. After a very strong start by the Kiwis, this is how it came. They're all on side. The man in the black and white jumper not impeded. Rogers got above him and raked it down for Terry Hill. His 8th test try. And his second for today.
The Australians certainly got numbers there. Matthew Ridge unable to get across. He was actually involved in the tackle on Brad Fittler after Andrew Johnston. He put him straight through. Rogers moves in.
Rogers then from out near the sideline, and a wonderful kick from the young man. So Australia, a converted try, leading by 12 points to 2 after 24 minutes. Henry Paul. New Zealand, wouldn't they love to put it over the line? Just in front of half-time. They seem to have got a second win. Here's Robbie Paul! Oh, the support was chance still. Paul away for Pongia. Reels out of a tackle. Robbie Paul. Kangaroos will score. Kangaroos has put it over the line. That's what they wanted. That's what they had to do.
And the Paul brothers heavily involved. You don't see Jeff Tuvey miss a tackle too often. Robbie Paul went straight through him. And then Henry Paul popped up the little pass. It comes back to Robbie Paul. Good ball from Pongia. And this is a beauty. That's a great ball. He committed two defenders there. He waited and waited and waited until the outside Australian defender was forced to come in. It was Laurie. No, in fact, it was Terry Hill. And that opened up the hole.
Great play from Robbie Paul. One of the reasons he was voted Super League Player of the Season in England back in 1996. A great step. And he's heavily involved in this, and his brother did very well as well, Henry. The Paul boys, good stuff there from Pongia as well. Some doubts over that pass, but the referee said sweet as, and they're back in the hunt.
Ridge, 5 metres in from touch, and he's left it out there. So Ridge jogging back, encouraging his team. They're 6 behind now, and 5 minutes approximately to half-time. We take you into the second half now in front of a crowd somewhere around 24,000, and the Australians with first use of the football, and Rodney Howe comes as no surprise to be the first one in possession of it. Now Thorne. Well, the question is, will New Zealand continue this resurgence that started late in the first half? Many of us thought that Australia were well on top when they led 12-2. And then the try came at the 37th minute and saw the Kiwis get back to 12-6 at the break. They played the opening 20 minutes very strongly, and then they went into a slumber before they came back. Let's see which way they go. Johns it is who plays it now, just outside the... Brad was thinking about where it was going next. A running Logan Swan into the shoulder of Brad Fittler to the 40-metre line, and again from the dummy half through Robbie Paul and away from Jones, on for Iro, from Tony to Kevin, and he's put down 40 metres away from the Australian line. On the far side, you see it come back through Tony Iro, and now it is Henry Paul linking up with Richie Blackmore. He kicks ahead. Barnett's on his outside, and the ball comes away from the Australian fullback. It's a fair try. Scored by Sean Hoppy.
He gets another one, Sean Hoppy. He's Mr. Durable for the New Zealand side. And a mix-up here, I think that Darren Lockyer comes in and makes a mistake. They go wide, Tony Iro finding Robbie Paul. He's having a wow of a game. Richie Blackmore, he does like to kick in this situation. Lockyer comes across, slid in. Wendell Saylor, well, he fell over, and it was just a simple task for Sean Hoppy to pick up and take it through.
Obviously, as the game is going on, this ball is becoming a lot more slippery. We've seen 4 or 5 handling errors already in this second half. Another one now from Lockyer. He made one just a couple of minutes ago. A very difficult take, that one. Had to slide in and try to get it. And great work from the Kiwis.
I think if you're going to slide in, as Matthew Ridge has converted, you've got to have the football or your body between the line and the ball.
In the meantime, Matthew Ridge converts 12 points all.
Well, this is where the senior players in the Australian side need to get to Darren Lockyer and just say, look, get all out of your head. Start from 0-0 again. Don't worry about any mistakes. Robbie Paul finds Stacey Jones.
Now, across the line for big Kevin Oro, looking for his second. Close to the line. Paul again. Lost backwards for Jones. Henry Paul taking it back to a central position. 15 metres out from the line. Pongia wants it. He's with it, and then back for Swan. Kosef around the leg. Lazarus hanging on. From Henry Paul for Jones. 9 metres from the line. 14th minute, second half. Here they come again. Hermanson! Hermanson! Thunders across the line. New Zealand have scored another one.
Oh, it took an eternity to get the football down, but Terry Hermanson took the inside pass and he powered over 3 or 4 defenders. And the crowd, they have lifted this side. Robbie Paul. Pass back inside from another Paul. And then Terry Hermanson finally gets the ball down. The point did touch the ground. In fact, it's Henry Paul who finds Robbie Paul. I'm getting them mixed up, but they're doing a great job.
They're both great Pauls. And they're both having great games. A beautiful inside ball to Hermanson, who was, really unstoppable there. And New Zealand are back in this game, courtesy of one simple reason: too many mistakes from the Aussies, too many drop balls. They've turned over possession far too many times. Good run from Hermo.
The Paul brothers, they laid it on.
There's 3 great Pauls now.
And big Terry Hermanson loving the moment. Ridge from the sidelines. Straight between the uprights. The Kiwis are in front. 18-12.
Keep looking at the 10. Robbie, keep the 10. Come on, Matthew, get on with it.
Ridge with the line dropouts. Australia, another chance. Trailing by 6. 15 minutes to go. Rodney Howe put away on the 30-metre line. Tuvi. Now Kosef angling back. Lockyer. Offloading for Johns. Pongia the tackler. Tuvi again for Thorne. Did well just a few minutes back to generate a move that saw Daly go within 5 metres of the line. Daly again. They cut out a player. Lockyer into the back line. Reynolds over. Reynolds in to score on only his 3rd touch of the night. Well, the enigmatic Steve Reynolds has put Australia within 2.
And that's exactly what the Australians are looking for from Renouf, to inject himself somehow. He actually was injected by Darren Lockyer. He got on the outside of Stacey Jones, had the strength to go through. Certainly the wet conditions helped his momentum, but all the pressure has finally paid dividends for Australia.
And Australian supporters might be asking where's he been, but he's turned up at the right time here. Hits the ball at speed. That's the Steve Renouf we all know. On the outside of the halfback who's been defending against him all night, Jones. And the Pearl gets one for the Aussies.
And talk about pressure now, young Matt Rogers in his first test. It won't get much more too difficult than this. It's not the preferred side for the left foot kicker. Wet conditions, a metre in from touch, and he needs this one to lock up a test match.
It's not the first time Steve Reynolds scored an important try in the green and gold colours. He won the 92 World Cup, I think it was, at Wembley, with a magnificent try. Rogers has hooked it a bit too much. New Zealand hold the lead. 2 points at the 67th.
I think if you look at Laurie Daly, you think he's probably come in at 90% fit. He might be able to get away with that sometimes in club football, but at test level you'll get found out. He hasn't played poorly, but he hasn't been the kind of Laurie Daly that the side has needed.
Time so precious. 4.5 minutes. I'll tell you what, if Robbie Paul is the man of the match, his brother is not far behind. He's played very well, the dummy half. Kiwanara, he got a little sniff of the job during the World Cup, I think it was in 1995 or 96. He's gone on with it too. Henry Paul, I'm talking about. Joe Hunganar. They've got it down the right end of the park. Ridge. Battered down well by the New Zealanders. stacks on the mill. Russell Smith will pack a scrum. No, it's the turnover he's indicating. There was the knock on in there. Sailor.
Well, it might be an obvious thing to say, but this is quite possibly the most important set of 6 in the match.
Howe's lost it.
And once again, it's this tough, uncompromising New Zealand defence. A big hit there from Henry Paul. Well, they've done their nation proud tonight, the Kiwis.
It hasn't been a good
Enormous
crowd.
defence in the game, particularly from the Kiwis. And Robbie Paul is pulled down 18 metres away from the Australian line. Reg himself. 2.5 minutes to go in front of 24,000 people. Back-to-back victories for the Kiwis at North Harbour. Kevin Iro gets number 2. Kevin Iro has sewn up the test match. The Anzac test match has been won by the Kiwis, and big Kevin Iro gets his second try.
And it's just a great victory, this. The superlatives are hard to come up with for this New Zealand performance, because after 20 minutes they were in all sorts of trouble. But Joe Wagner, his nephew or cousin, it's a family affair out there.
It's a relation of some kind.
But Kevin Iro, he's been super as well. And they faced this victory on just their powerful defence.
Well, it's one of their best ever test victories. Remember, they were 12-2 down and the Australians were all over them. And since then, they've scored the last 22 points, 20 points in a row. Matthew Ridge had a chance to make it 22. And I think we should give the last word to the little bloke on the sideline, little whizzer, Gary Freeman.
How happy am I? I'm telling you, I am very, very happy. And Reggie, it doesn't matter if he kicks it or he does kick it. Over the moon. I tell you what, the two Paul boys, they've had outstanding games. But it's in big front row too. They've led by example Hermanson, McCracken, Pongia. He's been out for 4 or 5 weeks and has an outstanding game there, mate. I tell you, they've all played well. The best thing about it, this bloke on camera now was Iro, has had a massive game along with Regis, really steered this team around the paddock. And I tell you what, they are getting a standing ovation as he lines his kick up, fat man.
We normally watch the game behind glass at some of the grounds, but we opened the window here very early on to make sure we didn't miss out any of this atmosphere. The crowd have been tremendous.
That crowd behind Matthew Ridge. Nobody has remained seated since Kevin Iro. And there's Matthew's attempted conversion, just flagged away. And I doubt that there'll be any time for any more football. Ridge is darting back. They are counting down the last seconds. And the kick has gone out on the full. There is no need for the penalty. Russell Smith has called time. One of the more historic moments in trans-Tasman encounters. 22 points to 16. I remember my first international as a commentator was in 71. We came here thinking that we would win and win easily. And we were humbled by a bloke called Henry Tartner. Back at Carlaw Park, he proved that miracles are possible. And Matthew Ridge and his men have carried them on tonight. Iro, Kevin got 2. Hoppy and Hermanson got tries.
Hang on, he's given the penalty. He's still got the arm up. Has he called the end of the game? I don't think it's full time. He's got to award the penalty.
Let's get some order.
He's got to be kidding. He's got to be kidding. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Terry Hill got the 2 for Australia and Renoff scored a try. as well for Australia.
Someone get that truck off the field while Matthew Ridge takes it.
That's right. There's a truck going out there.
Australia will be looking for an intercept here. Do you think they're a chance?
They've taken the truck out there with the dais as the articulated vehicle from which the presentation be made. Oh, thank you, Russell. Thank you, linesman, and thank you, ball boys. It is over officially now. With the Kiwi 22, Australia 16.
Ladies and gentlemen,
And remembering that Australia led 12 points to 2 at the 37th minute.